Was no, my dad drank, my mom didn't, but there was no any type of abuse. Very loving family, very caring parents, very nothing unusual there. Just happy thoughts of a nice childhood. And I had a great marriage for 21 years and 3 beautiful children. I was making 6 figures, doing very well. But nevertheless, I went through a divorce, and it was right there that I started a downward spiral. I was an executive with a company that did a lot of entertaining, and it seemed that I was entertaining a lot of nights, or if I wasn't entertaining somebody, somebody was entertaining me. An alcoholic will find fault with everyone around them at the state that I'm in, and you're the last person that comes to grips with it. This denial thing, the denial part of it. And so I stair-stepped down until the point over a 2-year period where I was living in my car, and just of the opinion that if it's to be, I can do this. I can come out of this on my own. And I couldn't. I couldn't stop drinking alcohol. And I had heard of the Salvation Army either at an AA meeting or somewhere, and again was living in my car, and I just wound up here. Well, amends is a part of the process, and he talked about my daughter not knowing where I was and worrying about me, and that's responsible people don't do that. Responsible parents don't do that. And whether they said I needed, whether they told me it wasn't necessary, but it was done, and that's part of it. That's part of you have to make amends. And I did not pay my taxes for 2 years, I think, or 3 years. Didn't even file, didn't do anything during that stair-step down. The Greeks defined alcoholism at one point as in the early, I think it was 1700s, or at some point, they identified it as something that will lead into insanity. Because if it's not treated, it results in death. There comes a point where the progression of the disease will put a person to a point where they can't go another moment with a drink, and they can't go another moment without a drink. At that apex, it's ended, and it's not uncommon in the disease of alcoholism for it to end in suicide. It's a stage of insanity.
Where would you be without the Salvation Army today?
I'd be dead. Our people, I think the general public thinks that most of what goes on at the Salvation Army is through their thrift store and the bell ringing at Christmas time, and that they don't draw a lot of attention to themselves. They're very conservative, and but they do the most good.